hold tight for 1 second. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
we take the time and we thank our good Heavenly Father. We want to thank Him for this day, thank Him for the pod, thank Him for you. Let you know that I'm thankful and I'm grateful for this. I appreciate you. Let's get to it.
Welcome to another episode of the Inside Out Basketball Podcast. We have a special episode today, but I'm your co-host, Pete Trammell, joined by my brother, my co-host, executive director of the Chosen Ones, GR, Wes Trammell. What's up, Wes? How you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing good. Finally got the baby down asleep. She was fighting, so
Fighting you, huh?
Yeah.
Who fought harder, Harper or Harmony, when they were babies?
Definitely Harper. Easy.
Definitely Harper.
Easy.
Yeah, so she's giving you a run for your money.
Yeah, she just. Yeah, Harmony. She just needs a little back rub for like 5 minutes. She's good, but Harper. Yeah. She'll go down. She goes down swinging every time.
Yeah, you gotta put her down.
Yo.
Yeah. Well, a special episode today, and if you guys are watching us on our YouTube page, you're able to see that we have two special guests. This is the Inside Out Basketball Podcast. However, we like to infuse different industries to expand our reach and grow our overall audience. So, without further ado, we are joined by two members of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. First, we would like to welcome President of the Grand Rapids Alumni Chapter, Dr. Valissa Armstead. And the individual that our listeners should know, but this will be her first actual official appearance on our show, our mother, Carla Trammell. How are you queens doing today?
Good.
Wonderful. I love being referred to as a queen. I love that.
I mean, as you both are, and like I said, any Black women who are women, period, but who are so dedicated to the things that you guys are dedicated to: community, love, family. You guys are all queens to me. So yeah, I'll continue to refer to you as a queen as much as I can. So, again, another special episode, and our mother, who we discussed on the show a couple times. When this time of year comes around, we're getting text messages, we're getting reminders about the Jazz Brunch. I mean, she is a warrior for this Jazz Brunch, so I can attest to it as her son, how much effort and how much energy she gives into the Jazz Brunch on a year-to-year basis. So we felt like we could use our platform to at least bring some more awareness to the Jazz Brunch and just bring more awareness to the Deltas and the Grand Rapids chapter, and just do our part to try to make sure that this event is the best it possibly can be. And then further events down the road, we're going to make sure we promote it as well. What do you think, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, having been a part of it in some ways over the last few years, creating videos and stuff like that, making the infamous video with Harmony when she said that she wanted to be a spider or something like that.
Spider.
But yeah, just also being able to see all of the students, because I create the slideshow with all of the college students that receive the scholarships each year, and just seeing their faces and the representation. Just seeing the impact that y'all have been having. I joke with you all the time, Mom, about y'all being a organized blood gang, but I say that in all good fun. Just the work that y'all do in the community and stuff like that just sometimes makes me ponder if I should have been doing the Greek life,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
It's never too
Never.
late. It's never too late.
That's
What?
what they
Okay.
tell us.
Well, if you had to assess, Mom, I think I know what you would say, but Miss Valissa, if you had to assess us, where would you put us on the fraternity? Uh, you know, which fraternity would you think we would be a good fit for?
So I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I'm biased. My son is an Omega, so I'm
My
gonna say
goodness.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. I sent him a text when I found out, and yeah, I was messing with him, but
I've gotten Alpha, I've gotten Kappa. I haven't gotten Q though. I don't give Q energy, I don't think.
well, you will get that from me.
Well,
No, but fellas, it's not too late. It's not too late.
mhm.
Mm-mm.
I've had some Omega guys come up and approach me to be in some alumni chapters and things of that nature. But
Mhm.
like I said, I would love to. It's just like you guys, I want to do it because I want to do it. I don't want to do it
Mhm.
because other people want me. I want to do it for the right reason. So
Yeah,
yeah, I would love to though. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
yep,
And I definitely believe that it'll be on God's timing. It's going to
Absolutely,
be His timing.
facts.
Mhm.
absolutely.
And
Hmm.
Well,
it's about to giving back to your community, creating a brotherhood, putting voices
mhm.
out, lifting up voices who normally don't get a chance to be heard, and you all are doing that anyway.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
never the time that's something you choose to do, pursue it. Otherwise, you walk in the walk, which is why Greeks were established in the first place.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
well, let's get into it. And these questions can be for both of you guys, one of you guys. You both can answer if you want to, but talk to us about your journey into the sorority, into the Delta sorority, from undergrad till now. Can you tell us just about what led you to the Deltas, and then what's kept you active with your sorority over these years?
And I'm gonna default to you first, Carla.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Sure, Carla.
My journey started um, at the University of Missouri in Columbia, Missouri, and I think initially what well, back up. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised in a two-parent home. I could call myself maybe somewhat sheltered. I had a very good life. My parents provided for me very well. Um, and so when I went away to school, um, it's when I first noticed that it's something different about me when it comes to my education, the education I had, because I grew up in the city. I grew up right in the heart of St. Louis. And so I started hearing things and um, and things like racially motivated or lack of education and things of that nature. And so with Delta, when I first noticed Delta, I noticed the sisterhood.
Mm,
That's
mm.
what I noticed. How they stuck, the camaraderie, and I met a couple of Deltas, and we just clicked right away. And once I pledged, I realized how much I needed Delta. I needed Delta because Delta oh, woke me up. Is that the term woke? Woke. Now, this
A
little
little bit of
girl
a
from
different term now, but go
oh,
ahead.
what it's what is it now?
I mean, it's got separate meaning being
Yeah.
woke, but that's for another conversation. But go ahead, Mom. You're on the right
All
track.
right,
Go ahead.
but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I do. I do. I
It
do.
did. It really did. It Delta. I needed Delta. Delta taught me so much. It opened my eyes to the political realm. It opened my eyes to how little Black kids in urban settings. weren't getting the best education. It opened my eyes to the homeless. It just opened my eyes to the struggle, especially with our people. And so, um, and once I pledged, Delta's all about service, all about serving the community. And these young ladies on our campus, these 19, 20-year-olds, we're helping students in elementary school. We were um, um, providing food for the homeless, providing food for families that that were struggling. So for me, Delta really saved me and opened my eyes to the real world. And so as years went on, Delta has always been a part of me. And so you guys know, I have two daughters, Valissa, besides the two boys. And so my family was my priority. And I always did things because we moved a lot. We moved from St. Louis to Texas, Texas to Ohio, Ohio to here. And in each place, I always did like a behind the scenes work for Delta, but I wasn't hitting the ground running. And but once my kids, um, they were self-sufficient and doing their thing. I came back to Delta, and the best thing is Delta accepted me exactly where I stood, with open arms, and the rest is history. I'm forever grateful for Delta.
Love it.
And so, Carla, how long you been a Delta now?
Pledged, and I went over April 21st, 1981. What were you doing in 81, Valissa?
I was still, let's see, I was still in middle school,
Yeah,
dreaming about
1981.
Delta.
Yeah. It was it yeah, in 1981.
Mm, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Well, that's
oh, go ahead. Oh.
no, no, I'm fine. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I was gonna say my journey was similar. So I became a Delta in spring of 1992, and at a historically black institution, Central State University. Shout out to my Marauders, my go Burgundy and Gold. For me, I I came to know Delta through. So maybe we can add a little basketball. My basketball coach was a Kappa, and his wife was a Delta, and so I saw the Crimson and Cream. Right? I saw the Crimson and Cream growing up, and the his wife became one of my mentors and one of the ladies that I looked up to. And then I also
Mm,
grew up in a time where you saw a different world, and I saw a lot of from that show, just a representation of blackness, what it could do for you, and just well rounding you as an individual. And so when I went to Central State, one of my things was just becoming a part of a sisterhood. And I knew the only sisterhood I knew was Delta because of the role models that I had. And so when I saw them on campus, I was like, yep, I want to be a Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up pledging and had an amazing time meeting just women from all over the world. At the campus itself, we were taught so much about rich Black history,
mm,
and from a Delta perspective, we start to learn a lot also about rich Black women in history. And so,
mm,
me, my background by trade, I went to school for engineering, and right out of college, I went right away. And as soon as I left, I moved East Coast, and the first thing I did was reach out to them. And so just knowing the network that it brought was just tremendous for me. And then being able to find stable and realizing I had an opportunity to give back deeper to my community. Because in college, I gave back to, but I also enjoyed the competition against other Greeks. That
mm,
was part of the, part of the life that we had at that time. And then but service was always there. It was a requirement. And so um, for me, it's there, it's always been there. And it wasn't until I started doing engineering and running into some barriers as many times being the only Black female in my role. And that
Mhm.
really sparked my interest of, I need to do something different. I really want to go deeper, and how can I give back so that other people don't kind of hit the glass ceiling or run into barriers that I did. And so that changed my whole vision to say, this is seriously, for me, something that I'm dedicating my life to.
Absolutely.
Love that. Love that. Love that. I love the stories. I love the reasons, and I feel like a lot of the reasons you started is the reason why you're still in it, and it's a beautiful thing to see for the amount of time that you guys have been in the sorority, and the fact that you still have the same type of energy and the faith into it. It's just something that I envy it. I don't know about you, Wes, but I kind of envy being part of such a sisterhood or a brotherhood like that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, it's something special. There's a reason why there's, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, millions of people around uh, the world that are so passionate about their respective, fraternity and sororities. You guys talked about Delta as a whole, though. Talk to us about the Grand Rapids chapter in particular. What you love about that, and then the types of people that you serve within that.
Good.
Okay, well, the Grand Rapids Alumni Chapter uh, was chartered by 13 Deltas, and it was chartered November 17th, I believe, 1968. And I can say I was a little tight then. But 13 young women who saw the need and the Grand Rapids community being the need to be being uplifted uh, and to carry on the service of Delta Sigma Theta. We're all about serving. And so these 13 young ladies saw the need, and the rest is that was what 58 years ago.
Mm.
Do you want
Yeah,
to add?
yeah, I would say too, one of the things that I admire about the Grand Rapids Alumni Chapter is a lot of the women who are part of the chapter were not part of Grand Rapids. They actually migrated here. And
Mm.
so,
Oh, good.
for
Mhm.
Carla's point, they saw a need, ended up being the first Black Greek organization to come here and really see how can they actually make a difference in the community. One of the individuals that helped the charter was our 18th national president, who's no longer with us, but Hortense Kennedy, national president, 18 national presidents, Hortense Kennedy. And at that time, she was the Midwest regional director, and she actually lived in Lansing. And she came up here to make sure that the ladies of Delta had an opportunity to actually create a chapter here. And so when I moved here to Grand Rapids, that again, another thing that I did was let me look to see where I can get plugged in. By the way, I don't know if I gave a shout out. I'm actually from Flint, Michigan, so
Mm.
I gotta give a shout out to my hometown if anybody's watching. And so, so when I relocated here, the first thing did again too was look to see where deltas were, and because I knew that was a safe space to say, hey, where can I go to church? Where are the hangouts? Where can I go get my hair done? And things like that, and
Mhm.
also get plugged into what we do in community. And there were so many wonderful sorors that were there, some who still remain to this day, others who have relocated to continue to do the great work of Delta. A number of different programs that they established continue today. Um, Grand Rapids Alumni Chapter follows the same thing as National, which is we have our 5-point programmatic thrust. And that thrust includes educational development, economical development, political awareness and involvement, international awareness and involvement, and physical and mental health. And so we carry those same programs here in the community, and we understand what it does to help uplift not only our community, but also the members who are a part of Delta. And so for me, just connecting here locally, the number of programs that they run and that continue to sustain in the community and have a greater outreach, not just to Delta, but to other Greek organizations that's in the community, as well as the community at large. That's kind of, you know, my perspective on why I got connected and how I see value and why I remain plugged in here today.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
You know, so you know, part of the reason why you guys are on today is to talk about the Jazz Brunch. So, what is the Jazz Brunch, and how did that 38-year tradition begin?
Well, 30, before the Jazz Brunch started, Deltas have always fundraised for our young people. And so it started, I think I talked with one of the older sorors, and I think it was started with a little luncheon or something with little sandwiches, a little boom box, and people would come and so it started small, and then I don't know at what point, but 38 years ago, it became a staple within the Grand Rapids community, and to this day we have raised well over $325,000 for high school seniors and our collegiates in the Kent County and Ottawa County area. So, Jazz Brunch is our signature event. It's our biggest event, our biggest fundraiser. And now it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and better. Yeah. And we can
Yeah.
help more young people. But we can't do it without the help from our donors and the community. We have some faithful donors that step up every year with our fundraising campaign. We have people like even with the with the Jazz Bunch, we raffle a fur coat every year. And so Cascade Furs, John Hayes is the owner, and he's been with us for 35 years. He donates a fur coat for the raffle. We have supporters like Mercantile Bank, Corewell Health is one of our great donors. We even have the Grand Rapids Community Foundation. So we have a lot of support throughout this community.
Speaking of them coats, man. Pete,
Yeah.
mom had me modeling one year.
Yeah.
I was rocking a red leather jacket, bro, looking like Michael Jackson. But coincidentally, my boy Phil, I used to go to church with him. He was out there. He had a red Benz, so
Is it?
I try to make it look like it was mine. But
And Phil is married to one of our charter members too.
yeah, Miss
Yeah.
Diane. Yeah,
Yeah, Miss Diane.
Yo.
So it's kind of, connected. We all are connected somehow.
Shout out to Mr. Hayes, John Hayes, correct?
Yes, John Hayes, absolutely.
Having people looking player for years.
Yes, yes, and that that is a highlight. That's one of the highlights of Jazz Brunch. Even though the bottom line is we're a fundraiser, but the community like to come because you have an opportunity. John Hayes bring his inventory.
Yeah.
And people have an opportunity to speak with him and touch the fur coats, the sorors, model the coat. It's a fun afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, and this year, our entertainment is phenomenal. We have Avalon Cuts Jones Music. She was with us last year and she tore the house down. And
She
so
did.
she's with us this year. And so the afternoon is full of good food, full of fellowship, and just networking with the Deltas.
I saw a lot of church folk, first ladies enjoying that secular music a little too much last year. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Start
It's
You
all in
know?
fun.
start scrolling, and forget everything.
It's all in fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Um,
is. It
yeah,
is.
y'all answered some of the questions that we had. So I'm gonna kind of come out of left field a little bit. So after this event is over, um, basically I want you guys to talk about the work that's put into this event each year. So after this is done on the 14th, when do you guys kind of get back to it? Maybe you start reflecting on, hey, how did it go this year, and then start planning for 2027.
Let's see. If Jazz Brunch is March 7th,
Or 7th? Yeah, my bad.
probably
7th. Yep.
March. Yeah, Saturday, March 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably March 10th. We gather together
Yeah.
and talk about what worked and what didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Jazz Brunches for us is not only we have a lot of other things going on.
Yeah.
With Delta, this is just our biggest event, but we are always working, always have projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Always
I
on the
would say
move.
no, we're based on scholarship, sisterhood, service, and social action. So scholarship is a major primary for us, and so that doesn't stop us all year round. The planning
Yeah.
might be different in terms of pausing because we look to see what are we going to do to make sure that we bring awareness, so that we can attract people to the event. I would say, this year is even more critical. We have seen so many budget cuts at the federal level that is actually impacting students who are going to college. And so we need to find
Mm-hmm.
ways to continue to raise funds, especially to be able to pour into the youth in our community, which, so Carla said, Ottawa and King County. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's a signature event. We are looking for everybody to come. We would love to have it standing room only. And
Mm-hmm.
so we love having platforms like this, being able to share. Your mom, we can't get her to leave. We like, nope, you got to stay. So she just does a great job. And so that's why I sat back and said, I'm just going to let her talk because you can hear the passion in her voice
Yeah.
speaking about this. And she's been doing an amazing job leading this for several
Thank
years.
you,
So
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Has a
Mm-hmm.
lot,
So
a lot of help.
talk to us about the theme this year. I know there was a theme this year that was going on. Talk to us about that theme and why it's special.
Motown meets the Millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we one of the things about Motown, what they did for America, they brought America together with their music. They crossed racial lines with their music, and m- music just brings us together. And so um, there's no greater time than now where we have to be on one accord.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing Jazz Brunch will do for that one afternoon. We'll all be rooting for the young people, rooting for the students, be rooting for each other because we have our guests consist of pastors and teachers and people from the medical industry. And so we all come together on one accord to celebrate our young people and just help them, just uplift them and help them to afford to continue their education.
Mm-hmm.
So music brings people together, and that's why we chose Motown. Motown was very instrumental with that, um, with the country.
Mm. Yeah,
100%.
no doubt.
We're a sports podcast, and we the same with sports a lot. Sports brings people together, but music and sports are one of those things that unify people. And so that I just felt like that's a great way to bridge the different generations together is through music. So I love that. I love that. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, and because of you, Mom, our house was riddled with Motown jams.
Man.
So it's uh
That's
More, tell me
that's
more.
no,
yeah. I I have a video on my phone that I never sent you. I was listening to oh my gosh. Your love is fading. I can feel your love fading.
yeah,
Yeah. I was
yeah,
jamming to it in my car. I
yeah.
was about to send it to you, but I got distracted.
You
But
should. You know, one
yeah.
Motown song that I think about often, if they just played it today, it'd probably be the number one hit. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Oh yeah.
If you listen to
Oh
the
yeah.
lyrics of the songs way before, he was way before our time, but
Hmm.
that that song could
Yeah.
stand up right today.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. Hmm.
Y'all ain't
Yeah.
stupid. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. um. So yeah, talk about where the Jazz Brunch will be held this year. Um. Yeah, we're about
Yeah,
in town.
yeah, we're back at Nodo's old fashioned Italian restaurant. It's located like 6600 28th Street. It's a beautiful venue, and it's large. Um, and so our tickets are available online on our Facebook page, and you can order tickets through Jotform.
Hmm.
Also, we'll be at Southern Smoke Soul Food Restaurant that's located 4023 South Division on Saturday, the 28th, from 1 until 4:30. And we welcome people to come and purchase their tickets. Tickets are $100. I'll come in and purchase tickets, get a meal, socialize with the Deltas, and you'd be good to go for Jazz Brunch. But it's at Nodo's on March 7th, and it begins at 10 and ends at 2 p.m.
Wonderful.
Dope. Dope.
Wonderful. We're going to let you guys go on this last question, but we'll make sure that we disperse the ticket link through our platforms, and we'll connect it with this video too as well. So we'll make sure that we get that link out as much as we possibly can. But I'll end on this. So, why should someone who's never came to the Jazz Brunch come?
Yeah, for all the reasons we just shared, this is a first of all, it's an amazing opportunity to fellowship with community, not just
Hmm.
but in community. The dollars that are spent goes back into community. So
Mhm.
to play even a little part. And so, for anybody who's never been before, the music is off the chain. You're going to
Hmm.
have definitely a good time. And trust me, you will come back. We have some repeaters and we love repeaters coming back. And so, for somebody who's coming for the first time, love to meet them. Hey, tell us this is your first time coming. And so we can make sure
Mhm.
we are intentional to meet you and greet you and make sure that you have a good time. So,
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Love
Wonderful.
it.
Absolutely.
and let me say too,
Absolutely.
that it is on Facebook, but it's also on our um, Grand Rapids Deltas.org page or GRE Deltas.org page as well.
Mhm.
For those who
Mhm.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, Mom. Make sure you share all that information with me, and then I'll
Will
make sure
do.
that I promote it on our platforms. But like I said at the beginning, this is just like a special episode, and I could have had you guys on for a whole hour if you guys would let us, but I really
This is
appreciate you
great. We
guys.
thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, taking the time and really just bringing awareness to not just the Grand Rapids chapter, but just the Delta sorority altogether, and just sororities, Greek life across the world. It's
Mhm.
just there's so many wonderful things happening, and it's just a tremendous thing to be a part of. So we couldn't be prouder of you, Mom,
Thank you,
and
Dave.
we're definitely excited for this year's brunch.
Yep,
And
yep,
Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
I can't wait till we put together something that says love and basketball. And then we can really
Hey,
go on the podcast and
hey,
I love that. I love
let
that.
us know. Let
See
us
what
know.
see deltas are something else. We always moving and grooving. Always.
You know,
Yes.
because then maybe next time you can do that theme around Valentine's Day. Loving basketball, the
Love and basket.
basketball.
You know what? At one point, it used to be in February. We kind of
Yeah,
pushed it into
Hmm.
March. It was at
yeah.
one
The
time.
NBA, the
Hmm.
NBA All Stars are usually around that time though, so that might be a good
Okay.
time. But no, like going forward though, any type of initiative, any type of whatever you guys want to do, you guys always have a welcome on our show to do it. So we
Wonderful.
love
We
we love to
appreciate that.
do it. And we're growing our listening audience week by week. So I think shows like this would allow it to grow some more. So we definitely appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam
thank
President, for
you.
joining
I do want
joining
to shout out.
me.
I think I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to our soror, Janae Beeble, who just became Hall of Fame with Otto Hills High School for
That's true.
basketball
Okay.
and
That's
track.
true.
So want to give that shout out.
Big time.
Giving out
Yeah.
buckets.
Big time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe you
Yes.
can get her to come on our show. Maybe
I
talk
can
about
make
her
Hey,
that
career.
we can do that. We can make
Why
that
not?
happen.
Why
hand.
not?
Yeah. Yeah, and and yeah, we could do that. Yeah, she's a great athlete, a great Delta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Well, Wes, you good? You got anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you, Mama, and then shout
Hmm.
out to Gran. You see Gran right there. Boom.
Yeah,
One
my
more for her.
mom back there. I sure do see her
Oh,
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to see you too, Miss Valissa. Yeah, this been great.
Yep.
Thank you,
thank you.
fellas. Proud of you.
Yep. We'll talk to y'all soon.
All
All right.
righty. See
Bye.
ya.
All right, now.
Bye.
Bro. That was cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was cool, man. Well, shoot. Yeah, man. It's been a long couple weeks. It's this whole month, like of February, has just felt. I love the month of February, obviously, but it's just been like a
Hmm.
long month this week, and we missed last week. And we were going to talk about the All Star game, but really, honestly, we can close it out on talking. I had a what did I? Oh, it's March coming up, so that's
Uh,
I kind of wanted to close on March coming around the corner, and talking about because I get this feeling every year around this time
yeah.
where it's like the spring air, even though I don't there's no spring air right now, but it's just a feeling right right before you get to March. I know district started this week, which is a week earlier than it used to be. But
Hmm.
district started for the boys this week, so teams are advancing, teams are going home. It's such a special time, but it's definitely a time of triumph, and it's a time of closing and ending.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of feelings because some of these games are the last games people will ever play in,
Right.
specifically.
Yeah.
And so this is it's a finality into that. But I'll just say for me, I get excited about this time every year because AAU is around the corner. I obviously I love the NCAA tournament, but I will say this for any young player out there who's in the tournament or who could be a junior, senior, just go out there and number one, have fun. Because I think this time can bring some pressure too. But go out there and let everything culminate. Let your life of playing basketball and your life of being on a team, just let it culminate and just give it the best effort you have. Because I think the hardest thing to do is lose and still have some left in the tank.
Yeah.
So I would just implore guys to just give it everything you have, and um, but there is a finality to it that is coming for everybody, really. And it's just one of those things where, it's like a bittersweet moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that like you said, give it everything you got. Bro, that pain of regret hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts more than the actual loss, to be honest. That initially that L, yeah, it definitely hurts. But for me, bro, and you know this, man, I cared a little bit too much about what others thought of me, so that affected the way I played.
Yeah.
So I wasn't as aggressive as I should have been. I didn't want to be perceived as a ball hog. I didn't want to be perceived as someone that just jack shots all the time.
Yeah.
So that just kind of stopped me from really like scoring the ball the way I could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't figure it out until I was like 24 years old.
Yeah.
All I need is 1 inch. I'm shooting this thing. Like, I didn't play that way, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll watch my high school film, and I really wasn't, unless I was in the paint, I really wasn't getting a three off unless it was wide open.
I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was, I don't know, it's just weird. So I say that to say, man, just, it sounds cliche, but just have no regrets, man. Just have no regrets. You just give it everything you got, and you can live better with the loss. So, yeah, that Rockford game that we lost, bro, that just
Sticks with you.
this time of year, bro, sticks with me, man. I saw someone on Twitter post this game, bro. I don't know where it was at, but this team was up 3. The team down 3 had the ball with probably like 6 or 7 seconds left. Kid hit a pull-up tray, tied the game. Other team tried to inbound it and tried to push it up to get the last shot. Kid like snuck behind him, stole the ball, laid it up at the buzzer. Game over. Like 5 points in 5 seconds, and that their season ended. It's just that type of stuff. I don't know why. Why did that type of stuff happens this time of year? Like, we watch basketball all year. We don't see nothing crazy happening until March, man. It's weird.
That's a good. I think some of it is maybe some guys freeze up.
Yeah.
I know, like, by experience, when we lost Grand Valley State, we lost in 06-07 in the Elite Eight. He had 3.8 seconds, and it felt like he had 3.8 minutes. The way it was the longest 3.8 seconds I remember. You're scared to foul. You're scared to do anything within that. And we kind of froze. We kind of were just like, oh, he's going to miss it, And I think that happens a lot. Guys freeze. It's just one of those things that happens when you're in a win or go home type of situation. Just weird things happen, man. Yeah, man. It's just a crazy time, and yeah, like you said though, I go back to your point though. You're right about that. About because you definitely, and I'll always be your biggest whistleblower, but like you definitely. You had it for sure. You had it. And but again, I didn't convert into that type of player until I was a junior in high school, and mainly because I had to. Like, you never really had to. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of had to your senior year, but you really had you had other guys on your team. I kind of had to either way, but it is a tough adjustment to make, going from. Because I remember when it was Coach Dyke, he was like, "I want you to be aggressive. It just be in attack mode all the time. That's how you start all the time." And
you know.
And I'm like, so he's like, I don't like they're not gonna think you're a ball hog. I'm like, I said that like they're gonna think I'm a no. We need you to do
Yeah,
it, you know,
yeah,
and that actually was like it was almost like giving it was like a shark in blood, man. Because once I got that taste, I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
He said the same thing to me after we lost to Hudsonville my junior year, because I had him for I think it was first hour, third hour, one of that, and he like brought me in the hallway first to tell me that I made first team Grandpa's Press Dream Team or whatever, and I was
as a
just
junior.
shocked. Yeah, I was just like, "What?" He was like, "Congratulations," and he was like, "You know what this means for next year, right?" I'm like, "No." He's like, 20 shots a game. I'm like, "How many?" He's like, "That's
20.
that's what we that's what I want from you." And I was just so like uncomfortable with that. I'm just like, I just
Yeah,
can't fathom taking 20 shots in a game. Maybe I've done it once or twice. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
And that's probably when I was like really hot or yeah, but even dad would be like, sometimes you need to break up the offense. Sometimes it's monotonous. Just dribble up,
yeah,
pull up for a three. I'm like, pull up for a three without making a single
yeah,
pass in the office? Like, I couldn't fathom that, bro. Like, but now,
yeah,
like, I don't care. Like, it's just, dang, man. Like, I wish I would have had that mindset, bro.
yeah.
Back then, just like, I don't care. I'm lighting this thing if I have the opportunity.
So I'll say this, because if you watch my high school tape, you'll see like it was sometimes I'd come down, I'll just let that thing go.
Yeah.
But I learned, so I learned from Neitzel and
Mm-hmm.
Riddell. So
Mm-hmm.
the year before playing against Mike Riddell, Mike every quarter he'll come down and just shoot that little, the little pull up three. It was like clockwork.
Yeah.
He'll just
Yeah.
come down and let me get one up, let me get one up. And I got LJ's L used to do the best impression of Mike Riddell too.
Yeah.
It kills me. But anyway, so then I kind of saw that, and I'm like, and then obviously playing that summer, that spring and summer, um, nights watching Drew, and then really like the year before, I was seeing like all the points he was putting up, and I watched him tape, and he would just come down, and just pull from like 4 feet behind the line.
Yeah.
Make or miss, he's just pulling that thing. Just letting you know that
Mm-hmm.
I will pull this, and I'm like, dang. So I
Yeah.
started doing it. I started pulling, coming down, and I guess for me, it like I said, it made the defense know that I will shoot from back here. But I guess more or less it just kind of fed into that mindset of like I'm coming for your neck, like every single game, every single play, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. That's kind of how I look at it, but it's a hard mindset to adopt, though.
Yeah. I completely understand it now.
Mm-hmm.
150% of me gets it. And like, imagine from a defender's perspective.
Yeah.
Just like if, like I was in high school for the most part, I followed the offense like I don't know, pretty predictably. So it's probably
Mm-hmm.
easy. It's like, oh, he's not going to do nothing crazy
Right.
at the beginning of the possession. So I'm gonna just kind of take a breather because he's gonna bring the ball down, enter it or whatever, and then get into the offense. But if you like a Russell Westbrook, you have no idea what he's gonna do. You always gotta be like, all
Yeah.
right, anything can happen right now. You know what I mean? And those types of guys are so much harder to guard because you just gotta be on your p's and q's the whole entire game. And yeah, I wasn't that like that back then.
You hear, and like I said, that this doesn't say they're a better player, but you hear some NBA players say, who'd you had rather guard, who's harder to guard, LeBron or Melo, or LeBron or Kobe. and a lot of them always go to like Kobe or Melo because they're always coming at you. Always, always. Now, I guess guarding LeBron over a full game is not fun either because he's doing so much in transition and half court. But I would say like guarding a guy like Kobe Bryant or Carmelo Anthony to me is just so much harder because you're working every single possession. They're just hungry to score, and it's just tough to guard those type of dudes. You know what I mean? I could not listen. Like Matthew Dellavedova went to the hospital for guarding Steph Curry.
Right.
After a finals game. And it's just harder to guard that type of player.
Yeah. They're just trying to score 100% of the time.
I'm trying to kill everybody. Like
like it's
literally.
just and I would imagine depends on what mode of LeBron you're gonna get. I would love, aside from 2018 Game 1, if I had to guard LeBron in any game, it's Game 1 because he usually is just kind of chilling. You know what I mean? Trying to pick apart defense, trying to figure things out.
That was go ahead. I'm sorry.
When he dropped 50 on the Warriors.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The 50.
Yeah, but that was different because he knew like, all right, I have to.
He had to.
Ain't no feeling out.
Nah.
Ain't no feeling out the KD Warriors.
He came straight. Like I think I remember too. He came straight possession. Like here I go. Like, and he didn't have Kyrie either, right? That was. I think Kyrie got hurt.
No, that was he was traded already. So 2018.
That was that year. So that was the what's his name? Isaiah Thomas.
He didn't really play.
But he got traded. He got traded before the year. Who was their point guard that year?
Yeah. So they traded. That was when they got like D Rose, Dwayne Wade, but then they traded them too. But George Hill was a starting point guard.
George Hill. Yep. JR, George Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They had Tristan Thompson, and then they had who's their four that year, or was Tristan their four? And then they played. That was a finals team.
Yeah, bro, they were a 4 seed.
So who was their second best player that year?
Probably. But they had Rodney Hood. They had Rodney Hood too, bro.
Bro, they got that. People gotta look at that team again. Like that could go on Bron's mantle of dragging teams to the finals.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because D Wade wasn't D Wade.
He was gone by then, though.
He was.
Yeah.
I think he went back to Chicago.
They had Kyle Korver, Darren Williams, too, I think.
And? Right. Like, okay. Darren Williams was done. Darren Williams was done when he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
he was done.
He was definitely
Kyle Korver,
cooked.
I mean, he's a spot-up shooter. J.R. Smith, spot-up shooter. I can't believe... Yeah, listen. I think that team needs to be explored. That could go with like the 2007.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Love. Duh.
Yeah, K Love. I'm like, who's the second? I know they had a second. Okay. Well, still, I mean, I don't know.
That dog. That was the worst matchup for Kevin Love. Every
Warriors.
finals against the Warriors, like he was not going to score in Draymond ever.
What's a weird thing I was thinking about when we were talking about this last episode or episode before? I don't even feel like I know that Bron and those Miami teams was the reason the NBA went the way it went with that positionless basketball.
Yeah.
Like that's really what started it. And that's what really shifted the NBA to kind of change the way that they were devising their teams. The Warriors were made because of the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And a mixture of the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs. that's what really the Warriors were a derivative of that. Because if you look at those Miami Heat teams, they put you in conflict. They play 5 out, put Chris Bosh at the 5. You got Mike Miller, Shane Battier, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade on the court with 3 other shooters, sometimes with just LeBron and 4 other shooters. They vacated the lane to open up for their drivers and then they can drive and kick. That really kind of started that, and then the Spurs kind of really just took it to another level. They started playing Timmy at the 5, really more at the 5, and kind of ran that high post offense and just killed people. So I just think the Warriors, the thorn in LeBron's side for, what was it, 6 years or so, 4 or 5 years or so, was because of
himself.
They were made. That team was made to beat him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because if you remember, let me cut you off. Because if you remember, like, it was 13, 14. What was the year that LeBron hit the game winner in Golden State right before All-Star break, and he did the silencer? It was one of those years.
14.
But he
14.
owned them. He owned the Warriors. He owned them. And I think Kerr came in the next year. I think Kerr came in 15. And
do you
kind of
remember?
just was like, go ahead.
He verbally committed to coach the Knicks first.
He did.
Can you imagine if he was like stayed with that?
That's just like there's a show. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say he probably saw that was gonna be a train wreck.
Well, shoot, that wasn't. They traded everybody for Melo.
They did.
I mean, they traded Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler. I mean, a gang of players, like good players, for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
I think like that was crazy. And I look back at it, and I know Melo just wanted to get to New York, but I'm like, bro, like you had nobody to play with, really. That's why you never won in New York,
Yeah.
Man.
How do you feel about like Knicks fans? I love it when the Knicks are good. It's just so good for the NBA.
Basketball. Yep.
I feel like all you gotta do for the Knicks, for New York, is win a playoff series, and you're like a legend. You know what I mean?
You could be John Starks.
Yeah, bro. It's like he dunked next to Michael. He didn't dunk on him, bro.
Yeah.
He dunked next to him, and that's like
next to him. He ain't bang on him.
and that's like one of the greatest plays in Knicks history, and he's the man for that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
You do know.
I mean, yeah. But obviously they made the conference finals last year, so that's great. You know what I mean? But even before that, I think they won it. They made it to the second round the year before and lost to Indiana.
Yeah.
And I remember talk after that was like, is Jalen Brunson the greatest Knick of all time? Because he won a playoff series, bro. Like, come on, man.
Like, the bar is real low for great. Bro, like,
it's very low.
Like, I get it. Like, they haven't won championship since like the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, even like they went to the one finals in 94, and then they went to the one in 99 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like you see these Knicks games and like they'd be like, oh, there's some Knick legends in the house. It'd be like Latrell Sprewell and they're like, bro, what? Larry Johnson. Like, don't get me wrong, those are my guys, bro. But it's like, yeah, like they got rings and they got jerseys in the rafters and stuff. Like Patrick Ewing, okay, Patrick Ewing for sure. But like, come on now, Knick legends in the house. You got
bro,
Charles Smith and Raymond Felton.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog. But yeah, you're right though. I think it's a very, I think Knick fans are super loyal, and they just want to
Yeah.
see a competitive team.
Yeah, man. And then I watched this. It was years ago. I watched this random. It was a fan made documentary on the 2012 2013 Knicks. It was on YouTube. I don't know why I sat there and watched it for like 45 minutes, but it was a bunch of fans and some players too. Like he just like compiled a bunch of interviews. We're talking just loud about like, oh, like the Heat were lucky that we didn't get past Indiana. You know, we would have made it to the finals for sure. They were ducking smoke, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, what? The year before, they beat y'all in 5. Like it was, y'all got that little game 4 win that most teams win because it's a pride thing, but y'all should have been swept. I don't know, bro. Like
Listen, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't. Like that's the 2013 Heat, bro. Like
There's no beating them.
the only reason, like Indiana matched up with them great. That's why they, you know, played them so tough. But the Knicks, that would have been 4, bro. 4.
It was easy because you couldn't match up with them.
Yeah.
You know, you still were playing. I think you was playing Amare at the 4 and somebody else at the 5. Like they would have just ran you off the court.
Yeah,
Easy.
man.
Like you could have lucked out with Melo having like 40 plus in the game, but
Yeah.
they like it would have been a gentleman's at the very least, a gentleman's sweep at the very least. But
Yeah.
have you ever heard Teague's? So Jeff Teague had a story about, I think it was that year. It might have been either when he was in Atlanta. No, he was in Indiana, and it was a story. I'll send it to you. But basically, the Pacers were up like in the game, like they were up like 20 plus at like halftime, and like they were just confident and stuff, and then like third quarter came around, and like I guess they was talking mess or something like that, and then like Bron was like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, but we gonna win this game though, you know, like he was real just
Yeah.
and like the way T, you know how T tells a story, so but the way T tells a story, basically just Bron just and D Wade just and they won the game. You know what I mean? Like they were down 20 plus. I don't know if I remember that game because I remember watching it, but it was in Indiana too. It was in Indiana too. I remember the game, but I gotta send you that clip because it was just like the stories about Bron from like him and Iman Shumpert. You know, just they're just stories of just greatness. Really, I just love hearing those stories. But yeah, that the Knicks wasn't. Nah, the Knicks wasn't doing nothing.
Nah, bro.
Nah. But go ahead.
Sorry, what do you think? Man, bro. I don't know. What do you think about them this year, bro? I don't know about them.
You know, the East. Listen, I'll tell you what I feel about them. Since this is our platform, I think the Knicks are soft at nature. I think your best players, your 2 best players, are emotional players, and your 2 best players both can't be emotional. Like for instance, like Shaq and Kobe. Shaq's more of the emotional. Kobe's not. Kobe, I'm just killing regardless. You know. Michael and Scotty. You know, Scotty was a little more emotional. You know, but I know I'm using bad analogies, but Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are both moody. They both don't. They're not consistent players from game to game, especially Cat. I mean, we gotta get Bean on the show. Bean can't stand Cat. Like he thinks he's so bad.
Oh my god!
He thinks he's bad. Bean will go as far as saying like he's bad for basketball. I mean, like, bro, but like, and he's so good though, man. Like he's good. Like he's 6'10", 6'11", can shoot the 3, can post, but he's just not consistent. And your 2 best players are both emotional. And then I'll say their third and fourth best players are quiet.
Yeah.
So their third and fourth best player doesn't light a fire under Cat or Jalen Brunson. So like Anunoby and Miles Bridges.
Mikhail.
Why did I say Miles Bridges? Mikal Bridges. I always call him Miles Bridges. Mikal Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
They both are not vocal. So they're both not gonna say like, "Yo, we need y'all, Cat, we need you."
Yeah.
So your third and fourth best player is that, and then really like they don't really have any other veteran leaders that you can like. Josh Hart, I mean, he's there, but they don't really have any veteran. They don't have a Udonis Haslam on the team. You know, a guy like that who's going to like bring Cat aside, and be like, bro, you could be the best big in the league. You know, but you're just not consistent. So I don't believe in them. I really don't. I believe in their talent, but I don't believe. And then Mike Brown, honestly, I've always thought Mike Brown was a master of panic anyway. I don't think. I think he's a good. I think he's a great X and O. I think he's a great coach that can put in a system and get the most out of a team from an offensive standpoint. And really, defense was supposed to be his calling card because he was he learned under Pop, so he's been a guy that's supposed to be a guy who's about defense. But I think they're worse with him than they were with Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm. I do too, and I mean obviously Thibodeau has that reputation that he runs his players to the ground, but to me, I'm like, what did he get fired for? Like, it wasn't like, oh, they made it to the conference finals, they fell short, they should have gone further, they should have gone to the finals, they should have won the finals. It's like, I don't know, man. I thought that was kind of weird that they fired him, and then hired Mike Brown.
Definitely strange.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think sometimes, first of all, they shouldn't have lost to the Pacers. Well, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have lost to the Pacers, but they were not supposed to lose to the Pacers. Number one, and they lost to them pretty handily.
That first game, I don't think they recovered from that.
Yeah,
that was when was it who's the other guard? The light skinned dude.
Nebhart.
Yeah, he went stupid, and then then obviously Hallie hit that shot and did the choke sign, but yeah, I don't think they're the same after that.
Yeah, I think they haven't recovered from that series. They haven't recovered at all. And honestly, quiet as kept, they escaped Detroit. That's why Detroit want them so bad, because they escaped Detroit. You know, Detroit really, like, there was a game 6. Detroit probably should have won that game 6, but it was a couple things that happened. Man, year later, man, Detroit want them boys. So like, when I think about the Knicks, I just don't really, I don't believe in them. But so tell me about the Pistons. You wouldn't watch them play. What you think about them in person?
Yeah, man. Oh, they're up 8. They're about to beat the Thunder.
They should. Yeah. Thunder ain't got nobody in the lineup.
Oh, they don't? Dang. But yeah, man, I'm a believer, bro. It's not like I wasn't before, but just to see them in person, we're sitting really close too, and you could kind of hear what the guys were saying, and just like body language, their faces, all that stuff. Like they don't believe. It looks like they don't believe that. They're just like, oh wow, like all of a sudden we're good. You know what I mean? It's just like they're like, nah, like we knew this was about to happen, basically. And Cade is just, I don't know, bro. He might be my favorite player behind LeBron now, just because like I just love him, man. And he's starting to get respect from the refs. So he didn't get a call down there and then the Chicago got like a similar call that he should have gotten. So he was like yelling at the ref, and then the ref was like kind of looking past him to JB Bickerstaff, and then K was like, "Look at me," like just staring at him, and the ref was like, yeah, and then he was just like complaining. Yeah, I'm like, dang. So he got that kind of command now. So it was really cool. But yeah, I'm a believer, bro. Who else? Who else was hooping? I just love how hard they play. And they lock up. They play D. Jalen Duren, man, it took him a little longer than what like people thought for him to become who people thought he was going to be, but bro, just dunking everything. He's just a massive dude. I did see the worst NBA player in the league on the Bulls, bro. I don't know if you know who Nick Richards is.
Yeah, big
but
fella.
my man is terrible, bro. Like terrible. It's bad. He's just big. He moves like he's what's my man? Big African dude. He's not in the league anymore. I don't know. But anyway, he was getting cooked all game, bro. He couldn't catch nothing. He was throwing the ball to nobody, like out of bounds. Man, there's one play where Jalen Duren like got 2 rebounds. Like he jumped 3 times before Nick Richards could even like react. He was just like, oh, then he fell down. And we were just like, bro, this dude's terrible. And I just think he's there because that's all they can really afford right now. They have like 9 guards, something like that.
Well, they traded away Vucevic, so he wasn't supposed to be playing already.
Exactly.
And they're probably going to tank mode, like most teams are right now that are in that particular situation. So
yeah,
they're probably going to take mode, and he was probably high.
Probably.
I'm just being real with you, like. You know, you can smoke in the league now. You don't get tested, you know. But I'm not listening. No, I'm not throwing that out there. But I'm saying though, like sometimes you gotta, you know, you gotta look at it. But nah, I remember him at Kentucky. Yeah, he wasn't great in college. He was never a guy that was a scorer type of guy. He was just 7-foot jumper who can finish and dunk, and that was pretty much all he's ever been.
For sure.
But no, that's go ahead.
So yeah. So obviously they got their starters: Cade, Jalen, Duncan Robinson, Asar, and Tobias. We've seen Tobias in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If this dude can just make some shots, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see them really losing in the East.
Yeah.
But we've seen him a bunch of times, bro, just lay so many eggs.
Man.
So many eggs.
Philly.
So, yeah. Yup.
Yeah. I'm concerned. That's my only concern with the Pistons is a second perimeter scorer.
Yeah. But he played well though in Chicago. He was hitting the majority of the shots. He was hitting tough shots and stuff like that. So. But yeah, even some of the rope like Ron Holland and Javonte Green.
Yeah. They get down.
Oh, they some just
hounds.
Yeah, bro. They just
they're bandits.
Bandits. That's the word.
Joel Weimer.
That's the word.
Those are bandits.
Yeah. And then just seeing like Marcus Sasser, he didn't really play, but he's like my height, bro. I'm like, this dude looked like he's a freshman in high school. He just looks so little and so young, but he was a dog at Houston though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he's in the league, but
Jenkins is playing ahead of him. The young kid Jenkins, he's playing ahead of him now, which he's impressive too. I've been impressed by Jenkins this year. I like him, and because they had Schroeder last year, and I was concerned that they were going to miss that secondary ball handler, another guy that can play the
Yeah.
point and move Cade off the ball. But
Yeah.
and I think he's definitely. And then the only thing that I'm looking at Detroit from a front office standpoint is you traded Jaden Ivey for Dario Saric and Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
And I get it. His trade value was not the same as it was prior to because he had injuries. But at the end of the day, though, you drafted him number 5 overall.
Yeah.
And if none of the players that you got for him in return are going to play for you, then to me, that's a failure in roster management right there. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah. Kevin Herter didn't even play on Saturday. I don't know how many minutes he's getting typically.
He hadn't been playing.
That's crazy. But yeah. I guess when you're on a bad team, you don't really pay attention to how things are going. But I remember when he was with the Hawks, he was playing some meaningful minutes, especially that year they made the conference finals. That was.
I think they're trying to
4 or 5 years
they're trying to figure out how to put him in the rotation. It's hard, because like he's gonna take minutes from Holland, gonna take minutes from Javonte Green, gonna take minutes from, it's hard to kind of figure that out, that whole situation, and not mess up the flow of the team. Now, will he be useful in like a playoff series? For sure, like in the playoff series where you got to spread the court, because what's going to happen? We know this is going to happen by the second half of the first playoff game. They're going to start trapping Cade at half court. So they're just going to take the ball out of his hands. They're going to trap him at half court and pretty much make somebody else do something else with the ball, and you there, bro?
Dang.
There.
My computer froze. Yeah, my internet froze for a little bit.
Oh, you good? I was like, was it me or you? No worries.
Yeah.
What I was saying, you hear me?
Still freezing.
Is it?
Now you're back again. It's good now, I think.
Is it you sure?
Yeah. It's like
you still are or
it's a slight lag, but
well we'll finish up. But like I was saying though, what was I saying? Yeah, no, they're going to start. I would say by the second half of the very first game of the playoffs, they're just going to start taking the ball out of Cade's hands. They're going to literally trap him at half court and force somebody else to do something else with the ball. And that's where somebody else has to step in and make plays. And that's the thing I need to see from the Pistons is when that happens, because that's going to happen. Because if I'm a team and I'm going against the Pistons, there's one guy that I'm not going to let beat me, and that's Cade Cunningham. So we're going to see who steps up and really comes through for the Pistons. But now I wanted to. Did you go ahead? Yeah,
because they're so well coached, right? And they all have experience. You know what I mean? And so I could definitely see them completely taking Cade out of the mix, especially as the series goes on. So that could be tough.
I agree with you 100%. The only thing that with the Celtics, and I agree with you 100% by everything you said, who are they going to put on them at the beginning? Are they going to put Jaylen Brown on them? Or are they going to put Derek White on them? Because if they put Jaylen Brown on them, that's cool and everything, but then Jaylen Brown's going to be, you're going to lose a lot of legs from guarding Cade. So, and I don't know if Derek White can guard him. You know, I mean, I'm sure he can guard them, but I don't know if he can guard them over the. So they're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then really, so yeah, I think to me it's them, and it's in Cleveland is a wild card. Cleveland
Yeah.
is, I don't quite know what to think of Cleveland yet because I haven't really watched a ton of them. James Harden just fractured his thumb, his right thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at here in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not quite sure what Cleveland's going to be in April. Is it too late for them to gel enough for them to make a run? I'm not sure. But the East is wide open. I mean, like I said, Pistons are the team to beat, but I think it's wide open. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Boston was able to elevate into the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And then the West is just, I don't even know what to think about the West. It's just insane.
Yeah.
I about flushed my phone down the toilet when I saw what happened with the Lakers last night. Man, listen, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you. I said it, bro. Like if Bron comes back next year to the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they gotta trade Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
You got to, bro. I love AR. I do. I love him to death. Like I'm gonna be sad to see him go. Like it's gonna be just like, when we traded Brandon Ingram and all of that. Like I'm gonna be real sad to see him go. But it's like it just
Yeah.
like. Do you think he's probably let me throw a player out here? Maybe a guy. I did say Jaren Jackson, but he's already got traded. A guy like I'm usually good at coming out of nowhere with a guy. Like they won't trade him. He's probably a better player than Austin Reeves. Like OG is probably a better player than Austin Reeves. OG Anunoby is probably a better player. But like a guy that a wing who could a 3-and-D type of wing, who can get his own shot, who can play, who can spot up, who can guard. Again, there's not a ton of guys like that, but a guy 3-and-D type of wing that you could start. Honestly, like I could even go with like a DeJounte Murray and Trey Murphy trade. Bring those two in.
Yeah.
For a guy like Austin Reeves or a guy like and I'm just making up stuff right now, but just somebody like that who can come in and so I just don't love what I see from the Lakers. I have no expectations for them to do anything in the West.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It's hard watching them, bro. It really is. It's frustrating. But part of me feels like I got to, because it's just like, how many more times will I be able to watch LeBron James play basketball? So I'm just so conflicted. But yeah, I just don't love three guys. Obviously, they're so gifted offensively, but none of them play defense. Like LeBron don't really play defense anymore. At times he does, but
yeah,
it's just really hard. Like it depends on who they get matched up with. Like if they get matched up with the Timberwolves again, it's gonna be 5 again. Anybody really. Like
I mean, go ahead.
I'm trying to see like
San Antonio, Denver, OKC, Houston. They might have a chance with Houston.
Yeah, that's the only team. But yeah, I mean, San Antonio's too big and athletic. Yeah, it's just not good at all.
Listen, I know I'm probably a broken record. I know a lot of people are saying it, but don't nobody want to see San Antonio.
Nah, man,
because like they starting to really They got good players, but now they're starting to beat you by what they do.
Yeah.
And they move that ball, bro. They move that
Yeah.
ball. They play defense. They make shots. They got guards who can create their own shots. They
Yeah.
got Wemby, you know. They got big, bigs on the bench who could come in and spell minutes. They got shooters like Champagny, Aaron Harrison Barnes. Keldon
Hmm.
Johnson is just a Swiss Army knife. You got four really good guards if you add Vassell.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, bro, like the only team I can see beating them, honestly, I don't think Denver can beat them. I think they can, but I don't think Denver will beat them.
Yeah.
OKC can beat them fully healthy. But I don't know if OKC will be fully healthy. So I listen. If San Antonio came out the West, I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad either. I love Wimby, bro.
Wimby's man. You
It's
see how you see when he did that little he was just
yeah.
like,
Like what the
I was
frick,
like,
man?
Wimby that guy, bro. Wimby want all of that smoke.
Yeah. Like the way he blocks shots, like obviously he'll like block it like a normal block shot, but sometimes the guy will get the shot off and the ball will be over his head, and then he'll like
Mm-hmm.
turn and look at it and then like then swat it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
most guys, like when the ball goes over your head, it's a wrap. Like the
Mm-hmm.
shot is gone. But with him, he can just, I don't know what you could do with my man.
Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. And now, I mean, he's offensively, there's nothing you can do. I mean, honestly, you just gotta hope he misses a shot,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but did you get a chance to see what Kevin Durant said? Well, I'm paraphrasing, but and I had a couple topics we can talk about, but we're already into the show. But basically, he was piggybacking off of the narrative of European players
Oh, I did see
versus
that.
American players,
I did see that.
and
Yeah.
how that's coded language for
Yeah.
Black American players and things of that nature. Which I felt like that was an interesting statement, because one thing that I do see around other sports, there is this. It's like a lot of sports try to always talk about the NBA problems. Like football guys talk about the NBA problems of load management, and um, honestly, NBA players get paid more than any other player or any other sport. I mean, baseball players get paid a ton too, but in terms of guaranteed contracts, in terms of being able to have a not just a say so in what goes on within the league, but have real power within the league.
Hmm.
Um, that's that scares people.
Yeah.
That's scary. The fact that Anthony Davis can say, "Oh, I don't want to be here no more," and get traded from New Orleans to LA, like
Hmm.
that, like that scares people. And for you to have that much power, um, so I do get it, because these guys are getting paid a lot of money, and I get the narrative. I do understand the narrative. However, though,
Hmm.
we've won the last 4 straight Olympic gold medals: 8, 12, 16. No, excuse me, 5, 20, 24. You know, granted, the world, they are better, and they are top heavy with some great players. Your Luka Doncic, your Giannis Antetokounmpos, your Nikola Jokic, those type of guys, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. But at the end of the day, Americans have more better players in volume than any other country in the world. They still
Hmm.
do.
Yeah.
And just the narrative that is being created, like to me, if that was the case, then the whole first round would be full of international guys. They're not. The whole first round
True.
is going to be full of AJ DeBoncas and
Hmm.
Darren Petersons and not Carlos Boozer, Cam Boozer and Darius Acuff, all American players. You know, so I get it. The narrative to me, I think, is more of a narrative for marketing purposes, because now you have, I mean, there's always been a dichotomy in the league of being able to bring casuals in. And the way you bring casuals in is having players that look like me in the league.
Yeah.
So there's always been a dichotomy of being able to having to bring others in to the league. But I just thought it was interesting, though. I thought it was an interesting statement. And I was really, I'm interested to see kind of how, you know, just a response to the statements, because I did see on First Take today that Stephen A was 100% behind Kevin Durant and his statement. So just
You
it was
wouldn't
just
be
an
if
interesting
LeBron
thing.
said it.
He did he'd be so butthurt about LeBron, bro. Like,
I know, man. I
he
know.
really be like, bro, man, chill. Now he will like give him his flowers, but he'll never say he's the greatest player of all time. He won't ever say that. He'll say he's the second best player of all. Then he'll be like, how's that disrespectful? You know, but that's neither here or there. But I didn't know if you guys saw that comment, and I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I guess I read it and I didn't see it in full context, so you know I don't want to assume anything. But okay, well, you know, like not an attack on black athletes or whatever. I don't know. Whatever he said, alluding to that. I don't know. I'm not sure that's what it is, because I mean, NFL, majority of the skills players, the great players in the NFL are black. You know what I mean? And nobody's really talking poorly about them, but I do think there's some truth to both sides. There's some truth that our U.S. players, like when we think about all the medals that we won, like who was involved in those medals? You know, it was Kevin Durant, it was LeBron James, it was, you know, Steph Curry this past time, it was, you know, Kobe Bryant, it was you know, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and stuff like that. Like, we still do, like, when it comes to, like, collectively U.S. players, we're definitely a lot deeper, but, like, we don't really have, in my opinion, players of that caliber. Just, like, I don't know. Anthony Edwards could turn into that, you know. Jason Tatum, right? But, like, who did we have to call back to, you know, beat France?
28.
Yeah. Or no, like who, like in 2024, like who did we have to call? We had to call LeBron.
But yeah,
and
you had to
Steph
call
and
back
KD.
on the right. Yeah.
So like KD's last comment, he was like, talk about, oh, France is coming. He's like, we pop France. It's like, yes, that is true. Like you, LeBron, and Steph Curry. But y'all gonna be gone next time for the most likely. So it's like,
KD said he would play though, but go ahead.
yeah. And like, who knows what he would look like at, you know,
Yeah.
2, you know, but like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I saw like the projected roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if we won the gold, but also wouldn't be surprised if we lost too, you know?
So it's not like going into the Olympics where it's like we ain't losing. It's like,
yeah, it's not at all.
yeah.
It's not. And
I like the team. Go ahead though.
I like them too. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna watch it all. But I sincerely believed Wemby. After they lost, he was in tears, and then he was basically saying like it's about to be scary for the rest of the world. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I believe you, bro. Like,
Wimby
I
about to ruin
believe
it.
you.
Hey, hey, listen. If anybody we gonna lose to, it would be Wimby and them. Like
Yeah,
we better not lose to Serbia
right.
or somewhere else like we or Canada.
Yeah,
Like or
yeah,
Germany.
yeah.
It better be Wimby and them.
The way I,
But
the way I
go
see
ahead.
Wimby right now is the same way I saw Usain Bolt. I'm like, all right, if US loses in the
Got
100,
it.
200, like if Usain win, that's who I wanted to win anyway. Like Justin Gatlin was cool, like he was straight, but Usain Bolt was a guy. Like I turned on the 100-meter dash final for Usain Bolt. You know what I
For
mean?
you. Hmm.
So
I think the one thing about the upcoming Americans that will definitely lack is championship medal. I
yeah,
mean, you have
yes,
Tatum. Tatum had won a championship. Jalen Brown, if they bring him on the team, if they allow him to play this year. You have those two guys, but pretty much all the other guys are young,
yeah.
and really haven't really been able to, um, get over the hump from a championship perspective. And then it
Hmm.
kind of look and you kind of start looking at players from age like 29 to 35. Like I feel like around that time there was like the Anthony Davises, the Kyrie Irvings, the just those guys in that area. Like a lot of those guys didn't really pan out.
Yeah.
Those guys didn't really
Hmm.
pan out. That was like Jabari Parker, and then that was
Hmm.
supposed to be that was
Hmm.
supposed to be I mean Anthony Bennett. That was supposed to be that whole area of players. We kind of missed the boat for about 4 or 5 years, and then we had the Devin Bookers, the Carlton Towns, and then some guys didn't really last. Like like Boogie didn't really, Cousins didn't last, John Wall
Mm-mm.
didn't last,
Mm-mm.
um, D Rose obviously couldn't last. So there has been a gap in some of the players that and then really the bigs too. So I think this new generation is talented enough, but they just haven't had enough experience. So you got your Cade, you got your Ant Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I said Tatum and Brown. You got Booker would be the old guy on the team. Jalen Duren, Chet Holmgren, Cooper Flag, and then you got to throw in a shooter. So I think they were saying maybe Con Knipple as a shooter, maybe bring on a Man Thompson and Scotty Barnes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the team. Do I feel super confident? No, I don't. I think there will be a good team, but it's not like in 2008 where it's like there's no way. We got LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and like it would be usually great Olympic teams in our past. There has to be a top 15 player of all time. This
Yeah.
I don't think that when their careers are over, I don't think that none of the guys in this upcoming team will be top 15 in their career or in
Yeah.
all-time NBA when their career is over. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see. So we're missing that high elite level talent,
Mm-hmm.
or not
Mm-hmm.
talent, but high, just that guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's the difference. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see, man.
Also, I said they had to call, KD, Steph, and Bron. We also had to beg Joel Embiid to be on the team because because we saw who we see getting cooked, Bam Adebayo and Jaren Jackson Jr. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like we needed some size, and this dude Embiid basically sacrificed the rest of his career for that for that gold medal. He is not
He wasn't even ready.
duh.
He wasn't ready.
So like you said, man, yeah, like there's not like that top 15 guy. All those top 15 guys are international.
Yep. And they're and I would say, like, if you look at from 92 like there was at least a top 15 guy of all time too on the Olympic teams that won. So I don't want to go through them, but 92 obviously we know who they had. 96, you still had like Olajuwon on that team. You had Shaq on that team. Top 15 guys of all time. We don't talk. Well, 2000 actually was one of the years I don't think we did. We won it in 2000,
Mm-hmm.
but in 04 that was when obviously that happened, and then obviously 08, Bron and Kobe, top 15 of all time. 12, Bron and Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
16, now that might have been of an anomaly, but you had Kevin Durant, so
Yeah.
I think he's the top 15 player of all time. 20, you had Kevin Durant. 24, you had 3 top 15 players: Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron James. Historically, like I said, I don't like to do that from a historic standpoint, but I don't know if Cade or Ant or Book or Tatum, they're great, but I don't think they're going to end up being a top 15, top 20 player of all time. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I'll say one more thing. NBA. So you mentioned the NBA and how they like the media definitely covers the NBA differently. I just think that's very true. I just think that NBA culture is just different than any other sport. Cause it's not just the media trashing on the players, it's players trashing on the players. I'm not saying all of them. There's some really good podcasts out there where they're really analyzing the game and like overall positive, but it's just like dang, bro, you got former players trashing the players now. You got Michael Jordan fans, trashing LeBron. You got 90s, 80s fans trashing the game today.
Yep.
It's just crazy. But when you look at the NFL, it's just like, at least from what I see, it's just like Ocho Cinco. He's just always like, hey, Jamar Chase is better than I've ever been.
Yeah.
He the best receiver in Bengals history. You know what I mean? Like, there's no hate, bro. It's just like, yeah, like you said, appreciation. So it's just different, and it drives me kind of crazy, to be honest.
You said it though. You 100% right. Like that's a great point. Like, older players, especially older basketball players, don't try to give the new generation any type of credence or any type of just compliments about just who they are. Yeah, it's definitely it's a very it's a hating culture. It definitely is. It's a hating culture. I was better than you culture. I'm better than you culture. I mean, it is a basketball's always been a one-on-one type of culture.
Yeah.
But I think that it's kind of morphed, especially with people with all these platforms now and these different podcasts and different shows and stuff. It's just a hating frenzy, and you don't see it in football. You really don't. Like football is more of a fraternity where it's like the only thing I've ever seen about football players, older football players talking about newer football players, it's like just the rules changing. So, you can't hit guys after 5 yards, or like, back in the day, quarterbacks would say, oh, well, that was back when we could hit the quarterback,
Right.
And so I do see that. Now, Tom Brady did make a comment recently about how the game is so much more simplified now, that it's not as hard as it used to be back in the day. But he is quick to really praise guys like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So, yeah, man, I just think it's part of the game, and it's one of the things that I don't like about the game of basketball. It is highly critical.
Highly critical, bro.
But
yeah, like I saw First Take talking about criticizing LeBron's pregame outfit, while the night before, I think Cade went crazy And yeah, it was a couple other like great games, and they just didn't even talk about that. It was just, oh, LeBron's wearing a do rag and slides before the game. Just yeah, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, man, like I don't know. This is a deep conversation. Like
Yeah,
this conversation, honestly, could be a whole show because to me, there's elements that have lended to the whole entire hating culture. I mean, granted, I'm not saying he is the godfather of it, but like Stephen A. Smith has been criticized himself of being overly critical towards basketball players, black basketball players. And I think when people are able to see him on a day-to-day basis, say this, say this, say that, I think that gives others a license to kind of do the same thing. Um, and I think over the last 15 years or so, there has been, the talking heads have been the things that have been kind of creating the narrative. That's why a lot of these basketball players are doing podcasts now to create their own narratives.
yeah,
But I definitely think there are some things that are special to basketball that I think I don't like. There's certain things I don't like. I feel like there's a narrative that NBA players per se, and it doesn't have to be black or white, but NBA players are lazy. They are not committed. They get their money and then they just kind of chill, and they fat cat it or whatnot. I mean, that's
yeah,
kind of that's I'm paraphrasing, but to me, I feel like that's kind of the narrative I hear. Um, and like because I read between the lines on certain things, but like I definitely I see people make comments and stuff like that about the players back in the '90s wasn't doing this, and I don't know. It's just a lot to the conversation that I'm
hmm
sure we can break down at one point. But
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Yeah. It drives me crazy. Drives me crazy.
because I think the one thing about basketball that even in basketball with the players that are in the league right now, um, now you will see some moments where players will give another player credit, like he's good, like he's really
hmm
good. But like basketball players are not quick to say a guy is good,
No.
even though like, he could be really good. And I think that's a mental thing, though. I think that's
Yeah.
like I'm not about to say he's good because now
Yeah.
he thinks that So I get that, but like football players, and maybe it's because some football players play on one side of the ball and the other side of the ball, so they don't go against each other. But like
Yeah.
if you ever watch like the NFL top 100,
hmm
and they kind of go for the top 100 players in the league in this particular year,
hmm
man, these guys are like raving about players, like
Yeah.
just raving, like just saying what he does and how he does this and how he does that. Like he's incredible. And I wish that was more in basketball. I
Yeah.
wish, like, I want to see, a guy like Anthony Edwards or a guy like, talk about a guy like Devin Booker,
hmm
or just kind of just that that I would like to see more. But again, I do understand the culture behind it. Like in basketball, you never want to say another guy's better than me because now there's a mental thing that now he has over me by me saying that he's a good player. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Mm. Did you
Man.
watch watching college basketball over the past weekend?
No, I was out of town this
You was
all
out of
weekend.
town, so you
Yeah, I ain't
yeah.
watched nothing, but I heard about the Duke Michigan game.
Duke Michigan was a good game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of good teams in college this year. I'm interested to see how the conference tournaments go.
hmm
But there's like 10 teams that could win it. Honestly, I mean,
hmm
legitimately, Duke, Michigan, Houston, Arizona, Iowa State. That's just off my top of my head. Florida's getting better. Alabama's getting better. It's gonna be a good year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think college basketball is better than it's ever been. Not ever, but I would say the last 10 years.
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree. Definitely a lot of talent too. Good side of the transfer portal when you mix good like freshman talent
Yep.
in with like the transfer portal. I think that has something to do with it as well. So,
No doubt. No doubt. This portal's gonna get crazy here in a couple weeks.
yeah, absolutely.
Ridiculous. Like every year, there's more and more kids that enter the portal, and it's going to get insane,
Yeah.
insane. So
Yep.
pray for me. Pray. But nah, I'm planning on. I have a potential guest for next week, basketball coach, but I gotta confirm. I'll let you know here soon.
Okay.
But I'm gonna confirm and see, and the next week we should be back on have a regular episode. But that was dope though. Like I said, I'm gonna chop that up and send the mom here the next day or two so she can use it to promote for next week. So that was dope though. What's up with you this weekend? What you got going on?
Daddy-daughter dance.
Mm.
So yeah, taking the girls to
Oh,
yeah, New Hope Baptist Church
me
is
too.
putting on a little dance at I think it's at the Kentwood Library.
Yeah.
A sneaker ball. So
Yeah.
about to put my J's on.
Get some J's on, some dunks or some J's.
Yeah. So
When is it this weekend?
yeah, I think it's at 5, something like. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's on Saturday. Yeah. I doubt I'll get to a game, but try to get to one of these district finals games. But Division 1 regionals is about to be insane over here.
Stupid. Rockford, EK, Northview,
So Rockford and Muskegon are in the same.
Muskegon.
They're in the same district.
What?
Stupid. I know.
Well, that's happened before. Shout out to Bean. Shout out to my Muskegon boys. So I remember the story like it was yesterday. They lost in the district to Rockford, and the year Rockford won the championship. And I just remember the story because shout out to my boy DeMonte Collins. DeMonte Collins. Before I even start talking, DeMonte Collins might be the best athlete I've ever been around. I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
Hit that Harlem Shake.
But he did hit that. I was like, bro, hit the Harlem Shake. What's up, Monte? Hey, we're gonna get with you, Monte. But nah. So they tell me the story all the time about Drew Powell. They was running 1-4 flat the whole second half on Monte because Drew Powell. For Drew Powell and Drew Powell. I know if you remember Drew Powell. He played at
I remember
Hillsdale.
him. Yeah.
Drew Powell was nice, bro. And
Sideburns.
yeah. Mutton chops, though, but it was killing. You know, it was killing. And
Yeah.
I remember the story. Like they said Drew Powell had Monte on skates.
Yeah.
And they lost that game. I remember actually reading up on it. Bean had a triple-double with blocks that game too.
Okay.
And but yeah, so that's crazy. They're in the same district though. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there's not a lot of Class A teams out that way.
nah.
You know where Muskegon is, so they have to come this way.
Yeah. Yeah. So
dang.
I know.
That's terrible, bro. Like at the end of the day, I get it. Yeah, it goes by enrollment and it goes by where you are, but like, yeah, that to me that's a shame. I think they all should probably meet up in the regional, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, historically, Northview and Rockford have been in the same district, so those two, it's either one of those two coming out of that district.
Muskegon, so Northview, and because I know I talked to B today, they were playing East Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
So East Grand Rapids, so they must be B then. No, they're A.
They're A, yeah. Won.
Okay.
Because they played a winner of Forest Hills Northern, Forest Hills Central on Friday. So
Okay. On Friday.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and East Kentwood, they're in that.
They won. They beat Wyoming tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe Wyoming tonight, and then they'll probably play. I don't even know. Well, that's cool, bro. But nah, man, we'll have a full report on those games next week, and we'll talk about some games, and then have a full-fledged episode. But yeah, I'll check in to see if because I have a lot of guys been reaching out to get on the show. After I put Jason on the show, like people, hey crack, can I get on the show? Can I get on the show? I'm like, bro, so I'm like, okay, cool, So like I said, I'm the worthy ones, the ones that should be, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna start getting that rolling. Well, anyway, that's another episode, this is a special episode today, having Mom on the show, catching up with you. We haven't talked in a couple weeks, so that was really good today. It's always good for the soul, and yeah, man, y'all just check us out. We're getting a little bit better at this thing. I know I'm getting a little bit better at this thing, but check us out on YouTube. We have a channel on YouTube, Inside Out Basketball Podcast on YouTube. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify now. So I'll have links for those. I don't know if I put the link on the last one, but I have links for those. And man, yeah, just keep checking us out, man. Keep supporting. Me and my bro gonna continue to keep chopping it up, talking about the things that you might want to hear, you might not want to hear, but I don't care. It's my show. It's my show. So, but yeah, bro. Toodaloo.
Deuces.